Y'all just came from Chesapeake?
Mm-hmm.
There was some traffic.
Shit, yeah, a little bit.
I know y'all fucking heard what happened at the Walmart last night.
I stay across the street.
From that Walmart?
Yeah.
Bro.
I heard the fucking cars. That shit was wild.
You heard the what?
I heard all the police going past there and shit. And it was crazy. My shorty was about to go to the store, but she was about to go to the store, but she came back because she forgot something, and then was in that bitch rolling up and shit. So,
oh wait, your girl went to that Walmart?
Yeah, she
that
was on the way to that Walmart, and then it was like 10:06, and she came back, seen us rolling up, and she was like, you know what, I'm gonna just catch the blunt before I leave. And right when she was sitting there, she was like, oh shit, like something going on at Walmart. And like I said, mind you, it was like 2 minutes down the street, across the street from me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that shit was kind of tragic last night.
Bro, it's like you see shit like that happen on the news.
Right.
It just seems like this thing. I don't know. It's like I feel like when you see shit on TV and you don't. It's almost like it's not real.
Right.
It's like a movie or something. But then it happened in close to you or somebody you know. Like,
man, like you said, I seen Chesapeake on CNN yesterday, and that joint, like you said, when we see all these other events like on TV and shit, that's like other places. It just hit different when I'm like, damn, that's my area, that's my neighborhood, that's where I stay at. So like, that shit was hitting a little weird last night.
yeah, I think the world is like in a fucking weird place right now.
Man, we woke up this morning and it was a false alarm, but they said they had Target.
Oh, somebody told me that. Yeah, what happened there?
I guess it was many different like stories. There was like they seen somebody walk in with a cane. They said they seen somebody walk in with a long gun in the shopping cart and shit like that. So like somebody called the police and like I had called and told him, and then he texted me. I said, "Yo, everybody outside, like all the workers was outside, but it was a false."
Bro, I'm not even going to the store for a little bit.
Man, DoorDash, Grubhub, all that.
What you mean?
I'd rather do that. I get my groceries delivered now anyway. So a lot of people might put fear into people, but I don't think it should let people put fear into you.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what fucking makes people snap like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was actually at a Northern Tool earlier getting some shit. The lady at the register, we were talking about the shit that happened at Walmart, and she was telling me something that happened at Target. But
right,
I think she said somebody like made a threat.
Yeah, it was like a false alarm. They were like, oh, it was a false alarm and everything. But like, even that shit's still weird. 2 days in a row, and you can still hear the police cars. Like, that shit's crazy.
Yeah, motherfuckers. People hurting right now. You know what I'm saying? They saying we about to go in a recession for real. Like, I was telling bro, Jeff Bezos made a tweet, or Jeff Bezos just came out and like recommended people don't go crazy for Christmas and for the holidays and spend all that money on big stuff because he's like, we got a real recession coming. Like, save your money. Like,
man, they was promoting it, but we was in about to be in a diesel shortage. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, like gas was going up.
Yeah,
and shit.
like it's gonna be short on diesel, so which means like if we run out of diesel fuel, ain't no trucks or nothing.
We run out of everything then.
Everything gonna run. So that was a topic they was talking about last week.
Yeah, my dad's a truck driver.
My partner, John, about to get into it.
Yeah, you say you're trying to get a Sprinter. What are you trying to do with that?
Well, we got some Sprinters right now. The Sprinter van's making bread, and like you said, the trucking industry is recession proof. So even if we go into recession, trucks still gonna move bread and water and whatever we need like that. So it's just a simple investment, something I can pass down to the kids, make some extra money for the brand, for the label, and just invest more. It's very lucrative.
You mean like buying a bunch of Sprinters and renting them out to people, or how would that business work?
So for the first one, just driving it, like myself right now, just trying to get out of bread.
Oh, you being a driver?
Yeah,
okay.
My boy Zaya drive with us. He invested in it with us, and my man's, he got his authority, so it'll be all like a team joint. So once we get to the point where we banked up and we buy more trucks, we're gonna have to hire more people.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Yeah, for sure.
So you said it's bringing in money for the label too. So how is that tied in with the label?
Cause
and what label?
Well, my brand is Eva Robot. I'm gonna actually launch a label called Shablekia. It's a whole long story of what it is. It's a
Wait,
story.
What's it called?
Shablekia.
What is that?
So Shablekia, you see, I got the brand Evil Robot. So
first of all, that's a hard ass name. I feel like Larry and Evil Robot would be a hard collab. All right.
No, for sure. No, for sure.
Oh, Larry, I
talk about it.
Damn, that's Larry right there.
No, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But it's my brand Eva Robot. Shablekia is where the robots come from. Eva Robot, electric visions and luxury, bringing your ideas to life. You know, being the rebellious one, you know, still had an innocence as a kid. And, you know, people might think something's evil, but evil is just perception. So, you know, with the symbol in the back, I always get a lot of, oh, that's demonic or dark. But it's like, it's whatever you make it want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Evil could be, yo, sell me, or like, I can't come tonight. You know what I'm saying? And I'm lying the whole time. You know what I'm saying? That might
Shorty
be evil.
tripping.
You know what I'm saying? Shorty tripping or whatever like that. So it's just an element of what I'm trying to create with Shablekia, which is, like I said, a world that's like paradise.
So that's a word you came up with.
Yeah, I came up with it. Me and my homeboy Tommy Trill, we was on shrooms in LA, and we was looking at the mountains and stuff, and we were like, damn, this shit look like Jurassic Park. And Shablekia just came out my mouth. I said, yo, this some Shablekian shit. And it started as a joke, but, you know, it started manifesting into like, oh shit, this shit really look like it could be Shablekia. So I started creating characters, and then, you know, the type of music I make as a producer and an artist, and just the stuff I gravitate to, it just fit the aesthetic.
I don't think I've seen. Have you made any posts about it? Just like in the works? Because I don't think I've seen nothing about that like on your page.
No, not yet, for real. It's been existing, but I think one thing about me, I want to make sure that everything is strategically planned out and done correct. Because, you know, you got one chance to make a good impression, for real. So I want to make the best impression with this. And, you know, how it's going right now, it's going actually good. You know, we've been established for like, what, two and a half, going on 3 years. And, you know, we've been doing little releases here and there, one-of-ones for people, random myself, and we've been getting like amazing feedback from it. So I'm actually about to do a drop on Black Friday for like pre-orders for the Eva Robot Club shit.
Yeah. So right now it's like merch.
Yeah, it's like
do you
merch.
plan on making like an animated show with it, or?
Yeah, I got some of that in the works, like characters coming to life. Maybe creating something, you know, with my friends and my real everyday life. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of like augmented reality type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that we were talking about in our last episode. It's funny you were talking about my bad to cut you off. Like on the perspective with evil. Because I was saying the same shit about technology. Like, you know, people say like, oh, technology is evil. It's just that. I'm like, it's really like part of our evolution. Like, it's just something we made these with these tools we got on this planet. But it's like, it can be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
It can be good or evil. Like, so it's, same shit. Like your perspective.
It's the same thing when they say, you know, like you said, if it falls in the right hands, the right things can happen. But if it falls into the wrong hands, the wrong things can happen with it. So, you know, technology, and even with the Eva Robot, you know, I'm trying to move into the digital, into the now, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the people who don't know me as a producer or the music I make, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll get attracted by the brand or what the brand means or what the logo means. So it's just all about interpreting and incorporating like real life with this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I was telling them, you know, I want to create the water and the snacks from Shablekia. So when I had the pop-ups here, I could sell them, you know what I'm saying? And you can scan it, and, you know, it might be teasers or little brochures like visit Shablekia, you know, like really creating the world here, even though it don't exist, but it really do exist. So I'm looking into getting it created in the metaverse. I've been having like meetings with people about, you know, their stuff, about my stuff. And like I said, I just got to make sure it's right. So when it launches, it's going to be the shit.
As I see kind of this new tech coming out, like right now we got the metaverse, which is Facebook, but I feel like that might not be the one, because it's just like one they control. I think the actual, it's not gonna be called the metaverse, but the actual virtual reality world that we all ends up hanging out in and shit, it's gonna be something else. It's gonna be something that's probably decentralized, like some shit on the blockchain, or something that not one person owns that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I was saying last episode, like I think Apple dropping that new headset, it's really what's gonna kick that shit off.
That's gonna be fire.
Because that's the next level after the phone. You got some glasses that look just like that. You could send your text messages, FaceTime people, search the internet, whatever you do, just straight, no hands. You know what I'm saying? Just like.
I know Google was starting something like that too, but
Yeah, a lot of companies tried it. They all failed pretty much. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know.
That's gonna be wild, though. Like, I'm ready to see like what Unreal Engine metaverse is gonna look like Grand Theft Auto, like how that's built and shit. Man, that shit gonna be crazy. A lot of people probably gonna really be living in that shit and like not tapping in with the real world. Cause you can already make money in the metaverse by doing little jobs and shit there. You know what I'm saying? Transferring the money from Solana into regular USDT.
Yeah, I'm still making on Doge. I got some Doge that I've been
Doge.
holding on. I made some bread
yeah.
on it like when it hit last time, but I just been
Right.
holding the rest. Like I think it's gonna hit for real.
It is. It's
We
gonna
gonna
come
see.
back
It
around.
might take some years, but
Man, hold it. That's what Bitcoin did.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. So okay, so you got Shablekia. That sounds like some shit that like should exist. Like
Right.
So okay, so I see where you're going with that too. Like that's how I kind of feel about like with the Larry shit and like
Right.
really the Larry shit. Like I don't know if you've seen I do like little stop motion
I
animations
be
with him.
looking at it. Yeah.
So like for me, it's like maybe you feel the same way with that. It's like just a different outlet to be creative at.
Right.
You got this creative energy, and it's like you might not want to just produce shit all the time. You might want to try some other shit. Or,
Yeah,
Or then like
yeah.
you said, fans. So you can have different fans that fuck with you for different reasons. And,
Right.
And shit like
right.
that.
Yeah.
So you got that Evil Robot.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we could back up a little bit. If you want to just tell us kind of just a little bit about coming up. So you born and raised in Chesapeake.
No, I'm from Suffolk for real.
Okay.
I just, you know what I'm saying? I relocated to Chesapeake, you know what I'm saying? I like the area. It's quiet, you know what I'm saying? It's different from Suffolk, you know what I'm saying? I love Suffolk where I'm from, but you know, just when you live there all your life, you know what I'm saying? On some days you're gonna want a different type of peace. But I started in Suffolk. You know, I've been living there all my life. I went to school with Lex Luger, so that's what kind of like popped it off. Like,
Yeah, I seen you was in. I actually been in his studio. Did he have a studio in like a storage place before?
yeah, it was.
I was there when I don't think he was there that night, but I was there with a friend like a few years back.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But I seen him do this shit, and you know, at that time I was playing basketball, but I got hurt my 11th grade year, the team was so fucking good. I was like, man, shit. Like, I know I ain't gonna make the team. So I just started looking for outlets. I knew I wanted to be rich. So I was just finding different ways or thinking of different ways to be
think
rich.
everybody wants to be rich.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it really clicked into that time, like, I'm not going to college. I'm not gonna get drafted. Like, this is over. I already told myself that. So, you know, I got into music, you know, and then when I seen like the success Lex was kind of having, you know, I was like, damn, like, bro really did this shit. You know what I'm saying? Genuinely just proud of him. And then, you know, I started doing it. And it went into me trying to, like, call him and asking for, like, certain things. And
Like what?
I remember one time I called him and asked him how can I copyright my music? This one, he was, like, in the peak of it. And I reached him somehow, and he was just like, yo, like, Library of Congress, you know what I'm saying? Or you could send it to yourself and don't open it. You know what
I
I'm
heard
saying?
about that before. I thought you can copyright anything like ideas and shit.
Right,
It's like
right.
send it to yourself. But then I also seen somewhere that's like saying that's not really like the real way. Like it doesn't
Right.
really count as like a official copyright.
Right.
Or some shit.
But I know now it's, you know, you can register it with the Library of Congress. But just piggybacking off of that, so yeah, I was just inspired off of just what he was doing. Started finding my own sound, creating my own sound, and you know, this one particular day, I was couch to couch. I left my house when I was 18 because I was like, man, shit, I need to have some type of freedom and to really follow my dreams. So I remember this one night, I got kicked out of my grandma's house and I was walking down the street. I used to make beats in this shed house at this dude named Tut crib. And they used to have a computer in there for me. So I went in there one night, got dumb high, and I started making Let It Go, the beat for Let It Go. And at the time, I was like, yo, I'm gonna send this to Rocky because I didn't know Ferg was gonna rap at that time. But when I sent the records to him, Ferg intercepted him and was like, yo, like, I'm gonna use these for my project.
Did you know him at the time or just like a random, you just sending out, seeing what happens?
So when Drake announced A$AP Rocky for the club, the opener for the Club Paradise tour, I went in like, who the fuck is A$AP Rocky? So I went and followed his followers, and you know, I followed a bunch of people, and I found Ferg, and you know, he was talking to me, he responded to me, and I was like, all right, shit, I'm gonna send some beats through, and I sent beats through, and bro wrote me back and was like, yo, like, these shit's fire, I'm gonna use them. And he started asking me where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, who I make beats with. Like, he was real intrigued with it. And, you know, I ended up meeting him at the Nova one night when I first met, like, Tosh P, that's Shomi's brother. I met them. We ended up sneaking in the elevator to go upstairs. They came down and performed, and we went on the bus, and he played the song for the first time for me on the bus.
The Let It Go joint?
The Let It Go joint. And I remember Rocky came out the back room, and Rocky was like, who made that shit? And everybody pointed at me, and he was like, oh, dope shit. And from there, you know, it was more just, emailing again, like, yo, the album gonna come out. I start seeing Ferg blow up off of work. I start seeing him blow up off of Shaba. And I remember me and my shorty went to Trelecto Fest. It was like 2012. It was Ferg, Wale headline. Travis Scott was on that joint. Cuddy, King Chip. And I remember walking, and Rocky was hanging out the truck. And he was like, come on, man, come on. So I look at Shorty and we walk up, and he get out the van with security, and we walk on stage, and Ferg fucking performing on fucking stage. He performed. We get off this fucking stage and shit. Mind you, Trap Lord comes out 2 days from then. Trap Lord was about to release, so that night I met Travis Scott that night. Like, I wanted to see Travis Scott perform that night.
This was 2012?
This was 2012.
Were you still in high school at this point?
No, I graduated high school 2010. So I was 2 years out of high school. I had just quit the Target warehouse. I was sweeping floors. And I remember one day I was like, man, this can't be my future. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just bet on myself. And maybe like 2 weeks after that, Sony was calling my house. I'm oblivious, like, man, who the fuck is this? I'm thinking it's a telemarketer, but one day I pick up and it's the label. And the label like, yo, we've been trying to reach you for about 2-3 weeks.
You said Sony?
Yeah, Sony.
Isn't that like a movie?
No, the label, like Sony RCA.
Okay.
It was a label,
okay, yeah.
Sony do PlayStation. They do.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like PlayStation
too.
and shit, yeah.
Yeah, but they called, and that's what, and it said Sony RCA on the call ID. And it was first old manager Gino. And we did the paperwork. He said we was gonna do the paperwork and everything for the song. But when the song actually fucking came out, that shit changed my life. Like, everybody knew that record. Travis Scott knew that record because I guess Ferg played it for him on the bus or something. Because when I got by Chase B and I told him, I'm Rajah, I made Let It Go, he was like, yo, Travis, come here. And he was doing like this. And I remember Travis Scott ran full speed over there. And he was like, yo, this him. He said, who? He said, this the dude that made Let It Go. And Travis dapped me up and was like, that's one of the hardest beat he ever heard in his life. Gave me his phone number. And, we was tapped in for a little bit. So
this was 2 years into making beats?
This was 2 years into making beats, dog.
That's honestly, that's kind of crazy. Like, how many people that really, isn't that kind of like quick? Or did you feel like you kind of tapped in with the people that was, like, the right people at the right time? Like, Ferg kind of took off after that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. I think for real, the speed of it, I really didn't know the speed because I was making like little goals that I was making in my head that I didn't think I was gonna make. That when I actually got to the third point, I was like, damn, like, I do deserve this shit. Like, I deserve it. I've been working hard.
So it didn't feel fast to you? It felt like?
It didn't feel long. It didn't feel long because I had the mindset, like I told you when I quit, and I wasn't working. I used to get temp jobs just to get enough money to get some weed or get enough money to get a computer or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, long as I stayed like high at that point, I don't know what it was because I was stressed. Long as I stayed high and I could make beats, I was fine. So I was making beats every day. I was selling little beats to people in the hood. I was doing beat battles. I was sending beats for mixtape placements, and I was getting good feedback and responses and notoriety. And I think what really helped, I interned for Def Jam with Batman, and the area started to know who the fuck I was.
Was this after that Ferg Let It Go moment or before?
It was before. It was before I was doing Let It Go because I was heating up. I was heating up running the area because people say, yo, he worked with Batman. There's a Batman producer. That's the young boy that passed out the flyers with Batman. We put him in the clubs and the day parties and stuff, going to Hot 91 radio, sitting up there doing one of the hottest shows at the time with J-Rod and Samandi, different people walking in and out. I'm meeting all the biggest club promoters because, like, yo, I got to put these flyers in here. You know what I'm saying? Travis Porter coming into town. I got to put these Travis Porter flyers out. 2 Chainz coming into town. We putting 2 Chainz shit out. So while I was learning the craft of being a producer, I was learning the music business through street promotions. I was meeting people. I was in meetings because of street promotions. So when I actually had my opportunity to play my music, like, everything made sense. Like, it was no favors. It was really dope music. I really worked for it, and I could sit down and tell you and explain a lot about the music industry at an early age to you just off the strength of Batman. Cause Batman really made me the monster I am with the music business for real. Like he was coming to the hood to get me 18, 19 years old. You know, he older than me and I'm sitting around executives, promoters. And then he'll be like, yo, don't say nothing when we go in here. And I'll be like, I ain't gonna say nothing. And then if they say something that I ain't like or it didn't sound right, I say something. Yeah. And he give me a look, but they'll be like, yeah, no, he makes sense. He makes sense, but and like I said, ever since that point, I had just a different sense of urgency for the music business for real.
That goes to show too, like how people sometimes can think like it's just about who you know, but like no, it sounds like you got to put the work in. You got to put the work in and actually be hard. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's not just I've seen a lot of people that like know somebody that like, even to me, like at this point, I mean, we trying to get into that game. Like, I know how I feel about it. Like, it doesn't really matter. I don't care if you know somebody that I know. It's like, I got to fuck with you. Right. And for what you do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. No, that's how it is. Yeah, so you learn in the industry. Mm-hmm. I remember, so you're saying you're in meetings. Are you still with Sony?
This was like I said, this was before I got to Let It Go. Before I got to Let It Go placement when I was interning for Def Jam, I was in meetings with Batman with Travis Porter. I was on like tour shows with 2 Chainz, backstage with 2 Chainz. We in street execs. They going over the plans. We working for independent labels as well, doing promotions and doing marketing plans for them. So, like I said, the whole time I'm doing that, that's putting money in my pocket. But I'm going home at night and I'm cooking up, making beats. I'm reaching out. I'm just sacrificing the time to really like make what I want to make happen for real. And just being in them offices, all street promotion, that was all the motivation I need. I'm like, shit, I'm around East Hood, I'm around 2 Chainz, I'm around Tech, I'm around the hottest people in the game right now. So I need to make sense of it. So that what really made me go, buy a Kai keyboard, learn chords and shit. You know what I'm saying? Really produce this shit because I couldn't play no whack shit around them. Because that would have been my first impression. It would have been like, okay, yeah, keep passing out the flyers or something. You know what I'm saying? But I think when I got the third placement, out of all the work that people seen me do and, the things they seen me accomplish, it just made sense. When the third placement hit, I think that was the moment. It was like, all right, it's really go time now. Because, all right, moving from the third joint, after we did the third joint, I moved. That's when I did the Ray Sherman placement, and this is a funny story. I heard No Flex Zone one time, and I was like, man, like I don't think I rock with this song. Right?
How that shit go? No Flex
Zone. Oh, yeah. No, you know what I'm saying? I like because it had to grow on me, the first time because
I fuck with that one actually. Yeah.
The sound was so new, man. Mike, I don't know what it was. The sound was so new. The sound shifted during that time they came. I remember.
No. For me, I think the type joint, my type.
Mm-hmm. I don't got no type.
Yeah, that was shit.
Fucking cool. Yeah, hell yeah. But when they did that, I was like, man, I don't really like the record like that. It's all right, but I don't really like it. And I seen Jay Shrim post one day. He was like, yo, we in New Zealand. We need some beats. So, I said, man, I'm about to send them some shit. I sent them some beats. I went outside to smoke. I smoked in front of my grandma's house under this tree in the car. I went in the house to smoke and came back. The fucking verse was in my email. So, like, my stomach dropped. I was like, oh, shit. And it said sway verse, take it or leave it on this shit. And I was like, oh shit. So I'm shaking, ready to play this shit. I play it. And now we emailing back and forth like, yeah, yo, he did this shit in 10 minutes. Shit was so hard. And I remember there was like, yo, we about to go on tour. After that email, I met them the next week. They first tour stop was at ODU. It was just like destiny. And me and this girl named, my homegirl Bree went up there.
Oh, wait, were you going to ODU?
No, I wasn't going to ODU.
You live in the area?
Yeah, I was just, this when I was staying in Suffolk at my grandma's house still. And I remember going up there, waiting for them. And they pull up and they get out and I walk. I said, yo, what's up? So they look at me and they keep walking. And I was like, yo, it's Pizza. And cause that was the beat name. I named the beat Pizza.
You introduce yourself as the name of the beat. You sent them all week.
If anybody knows Sway and Jimmy, and y'all asked them, the first time I introduced myself to them was Pizza.
And did they actually like know what you were talking about?
They said, oh shit, what's good, bro? They was calling me Pizza. Yeah. So I remember going in there, they performed. We just bonding now. We drinking, we smoking. We go to the hotel after the show. We just kicking this shit. And I remember I was about to leave. It's like it's like 20 girls in the room. I'm about to pack myself up and leave because I'm like, all right, they about to just vibe and chill.
And I'm trying to think how big they were. They were big at the time.
They were big at the time. And he was like, Sway walked up to me. He like, yo, what you doing? I said, man, I'm about to dip, man. Y'all about to chill. He said, nah, bro, you the vibes, bro. Hook that shit back up, bro. They digging the beats. So I hooked my shit back up, started cooking up in there for like 2 hours until like everybody left, until it was just like me and him in there. And that was the first time I learned like, yo, Sway can fucking freestyle. Then Jimmy walked in and freestyled, and I remember leaving, and I remember maybe 2 weeks later, Mike Will followed me. And he was like, yo, I heard about you, bro. You hard. You know what I'm saying? You need to come down here. And that just pushed all my motivation that I like from the first shit. I was like, damn, Mike Will done notice me now. So I remember going down there the day after Christmas, me, my cousin Lo, and my homeboy Jern, we went down there. Actually, it's on YouTube. It's on, if you type HighDefRazjah goes to ATS, it's on YouTube. And when I walked to the studio, and my cousin was like, there go Jimmy right there. And I was like, yo, Jimmy, yo. And the first thing Jimmy said is, what you think?
What up, pizza?
What up, pizza? That's exactly what he said. And I remember going in there, and Mike came in there, and they played me the record for the first time. I played beats. Zaytoven came downstairs. Him and Zaytoven made 2 Chainz motherfucking right in front of us that night. And
they made what? They met 2 Chainz or what?
No, they made you ever heard the song "Motherfucking Right" by 2 Chainz? Motherfucking right.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So they made that beat in front of us that night, and I remember, man, that shit was just so legendary because I looked up to Zaytoven, and Zaytoven was like, "Yo, them beats you was playing earlier was hard as a bitch." You know what I'm saying? And just that whole moment really, I knew from that point that I was gonna be great.
What did you say to them in that first email? Because I thought up-and-coming producers might want to know this. Because I get beats from producers and shit too. And like people be saying different things. Like, what did you say? Like as long as like with sending the actual beats, did you say something like in particular?
Yeah. I used to always have this message like, yo, what's good? HighDefRazjah. I just did Let It Go for ASAP Ferg, and I did a song.
That's kind of to give yourself credibility a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
here goes some beats. Let me know if you fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? That was just it back then. And like I said, for me to go outside and smoke and come back in and you see like all the messages like Gray set one at the top, and I'm like, oh shit, that's the verse. You know what I'm saying? I was shaking, stomach drop, because it's like, yo, they like the hottest niggas in the game right now. That's when they was making they first album was platinum with all them fucking songs. No Type, No Flex Song. When what I'm saying, when they shot the video with the animals and shit. This could be us.
Yeah.
So like at that time when I seen that, I knew it was over.
Did they break up? Like,
no, they ain't break up.
Wasn't there a period where there was some shit? Am I tripping? Where people like it was like in the news or some shit like they weren't a group no more or something?
Nah, the media just be spinning stuff. They brothers. You know what I'm saying? They real brothers.
So how does really like for an up and coming producer, how does placements really work? Like how much like how are you negotiating your rate? If you're you know what I'm saying, if you're getting paid at all, how are you getting paid with that? Like how does that work?
Shit, I got a manager, so
okay.
Shout out to Maria. We basically come up with the price, or you know how we handle business is, you know how we handle business, you know, shoot first, ask questions later. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean by that?
You give them your price and you wait for them to let them know if they're gonna say yes, no, or they're gonna renegotiate. You know what I'm saying? But that's every point of business. And then it's finding the target audience, you know, and finding your approach for real. You don't want to spam nobody because ain't nobody really gonna open it. But if you pay attention to detail and you know what to say to get somebody's attention, they're gonna open the beats. So like, you know, I name it interesting, like HighDefRazjah Soup or HighDefRazjah something, whatever. I'm always gonna theme it for it to be something interesting for you to open it. So you just gotta make sure your approach is right, and you gotta make sure that shit is heat. Cause if they take a chance to open it, and then that shit ain't right, that's it. You have to be in the room. And then that's another thing is too, producers like the way music production going now. Like he saying when we went to this camp in LA.
Oh, you talking about the Heat Wave joint?
Yeah, the Heat Wave camp.
About that, yeah.
So the Heat Wave camp, like, man, with some of the best writers in there, the top writers. My boy Fashion, my boy Donut was in there. This girl named Larissa Lambert. Zeta was in there. Diego, producer, like they like some of the top in the game right now. So to see them in one room, you know, trying to make the best product, the best record, you know what I'm saying, with no egos, you know, that's something I want to bring back here and let producers know, you know, it's okay to collab, you know, because it's all about making the best product, you know what I'm saying? And being in a room is important because I used to be in the studio with Ferg when we used to make them fucking songs, and he'll open his email and I glance. It's mad producers sending him beats, but why he gonna open the beats if I'm sitting right there? You know what I'm saying? So it's like doing certain things to earn that respect for you to get in the room. You know what I'm saying? Email is cool too, but it's not as effective as it is as being in the room when you got access to all the tools to like really make the shit for real.
And who threw that? Who threw that camp?
My boy James Fashion threw that joint. Him and this writer named Points. Points wrote for Fantasia, Ariana Grande. He an artist himself. His name I Get Points on Instagram.
So wait, is he like Heatwave the brand or something, or what's Heatwave?
That's
just like what they called it.
I think just the name of the camp, something they're gonna do annually. Like I said, I'm blessed and grateful to have been a part of the first one.
Yeah, I think I remember like the Dreamville camp.
Mm-hmm.
That was a cool, like when that shit was happening, that felt cool. Like I feel like, yeah, like that makes sense. Like more people should be doing like that type of shit.
Yeah,
like
collaborative.
Even like with
efforts.
different industries, like whatever, like people who make movies, fucking whatever. Like
it's like the basketball players. In the summertime, all the basketball players hooping with each other because at the end of the day, iron sharpen iron. You wanna sharpen your game up, you wanna sharpen your craft up with somebody who's on the same level or if not better than you. You wanna learn from them or teach them something.
That's really the only way like, to get better is to play versus somebody better than you.
Yeah. And they probably want to learn something from you. So, you know, when two people come together, it's already a mutual faith that, you know, you good at what you do, I'm good at what I do. Let's be great at what we do together. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's key what you said too, just like the no ego part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think, around here, I feel like it's changing now, but it was kind of a culture where people would feel like bigger than other people or something, but it was always silly to me because like none of us made it yet.
Yeah,
like what's there really to be hype about? Like we doing cool shit in the city, like right. Yeah, I love it. Like, but when if we want to really push it in perspective, like we really not doing shit yet. We still building it up. Like, you know
and it's like, see, and that's why I be saying like to people all the time when they ask, oh, what about Virginia? And you know, we heard the same thing, and they say we don't support each other, and I don't think it's that. Like I said, I think we just really need to let go the entitlement and gain some accountability. You know, even me speaking, you know, when I was early on getting these placements, you know what I'm saying, I can admit it, I felt like I was somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? I had a plaque like off that Ray Sherman shit in 2015, it's 2022. So like around that time, I did feel entitled.
Wasn't it platinum? Aren't you?
It was platinum.
You a platinum selling producer?
Platinum and gold.
And gold.
Yeah.
Wait, platinum is higher though, right?
Platinum is higher.
Okay,
yeah. And I felt like, yo, people need to be working with me. People need to be calling because I wanted to help people. It wasn't more of me being cocky. It was like, yo, I could help you. Like I know people. I could get it out of there. And I think if this area had the information and the knowledge as if the people in LA move and Atlanta move, because it's not really the support that you get. You know, Kevin Durant don't care about Kawhi fans. Kawhi fans don't care about them. They just go out there and do what they do and gain fans. So, you know, bringing that here, if we just work and we make good music and we share the information, we could get forward. But
what information do you think these places have that we're missing?
You know, just the tools of how to market your music and how to market the songs, you know, like proper planning. Like uploading your song 6 to 8 weeks to DistroKid or whatever to give it time to register in the system, to make sure you have a budget for PR, to make sure you are recouping from the money you spent on the beat and the studio time. So if you spend $1,000 on a song, a video, and the marketing, as long as you make that $1,000 back and you gain some fans, you recouping, you making progress. Make sure you register your music. Make sure you're exercising all or exhausting all your resources before you point the finger to blame somebody for your song not being right. It's like we got to put in the effort, the 100% effort. You can't put in 40% looking to get that 100%. If you can do the shit big and do the shit the right way, we got to do it the right way.
And a lot of times you got to do that shit 1,000 times.
Yeah, because
Motherfuckers will do something once,
yeah,
get that little rush from that doing it one time, and get complacent.
right.
Nah, you gotta go back. You gotta get back
keep
in the
going.
gym, in the studio, whatever. Like you gotta
keep going. You in the league and you a rookie and you score 50 points. Woohoo! A lot of people
do it again
score
next
50.
week.
You gotta do it again. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it comes. I want to say next. It's like not skipping the steps. Like you gotta research the game. You gotta research who did it before you, and you gotta study the game now because the shit changing every day. But the ethics is still gonna be the same. Make your music, build a team, have a budget, make sure you got PR and marketing, and then you shoot for the stars. Because when you don't have that, you can record the song, you can pay for the video, we're gonna be sending the song out all day. We're gonna be putting our song in the power of other people's hands to retweet it. People who's not specialized in spreading your music, you know what I'm saying, just because we're friends or we went to school with them, rather than when you get with these PR boutiques and shit and you pay them because they know people in Kansas or North Dakota or California and Arizona, you know what I'm saying, that's when you exhausting all of your resources. You giving yourself and your music an opportunity to be heard and to actually get some feedback, because we can send it to 150 people we know and they can retweet it. It's still not gonna reach over 1,000 people guaranteed.
You gotta break out there. Like it's like you can have the hardest shit ever, but if nobody sees it, like it doesn't exist.
It don't exist.
Like I think that boy Fairquan from out here.
I heard of him, but I don't know.
Kind of old school. He used to be like, he had a song with Nas and shit.
Yeah, Quan, the legend. Yeah.
He was up here. I want to say last year, but he was telling me that he was like, bro, it's the whole game. He was like, bro, it's pretty much marketing and promotion. You could have a song with Jay-Z right now, but if you don't market and promote it correctly, nobody's gonna know about it. So
I know a lot of people
everything.
with a lot of songs with like a lot of celebrities that people don't know about, because it ain't about that. Think about this. McDonald's is a $1 billion industry. That's
killing hella people.
And they is. Think about Pepsi and all of this. They they're gonna
Pepsi that's
sell.
killing hella people. Matter of fact, might have cut you off. I just heard some shit recently on Pepsi. They actually, damn, I'm fucking. I forgot exactly what it is. Something happened with Pepsi where they did some finesse where they made us believe that it was like less unhealthy than it actually is, with like the FDA and getting approved and shit.
Right.
Something happened back in the day, like, but yeah, Pepsi's like soda is like really bad for you.
Yeah, soda is definitely
They made us
bad.
think it wasn't that bad for us.
I ain't promoting the soda. What's good?
I was about to add the Coca-Cola too, but
Oh, yeah,
they were
same
trying to
shit,
say
same
they
shit.
had cocaine and Coca-Cola back in the day, but
They might put it back.
they might exactly.
Nah, they gonna fuck around and put fentanyl in that shit on accident now. Like,
Oh no, don't say that.
But I said all that to say, you know what I'm saying, don't go drink no soda because I'm saying all of this. But I said all that to say is, they gonna sell, but they still spend millions of dollars for marketing and PR, because you have to keep reinventing. You got to attract new audiences. We was like 10 years old, 6 years old. We heard about McDonald's, and look at our age now. We still know about it.
Oh, yeah.
The new kids coming in the world that don't know about it, they're going to know about it. The commercial's still running. So I say all that to say, like we were saying, like, you can't get complacent in this shit. You always got to be better than the next move. You always got to think, how I'm going to get people to see this? How I'm going to get more people to see this? Okay, how I'm going to get people to engage in it? You know what I'm saying? How am I going to convert my message? You know what I'm saying? How am I going to convert this content so people can really be in tune to what I got going on?
Yeah, like
That's the questions.
Yeah, like in an age of like, okay, social media, in one way it's a lot easier to reach people, but then another way it could be a lot harder to get on because it's way more people doing it. It's hard to fucking break through the crowd. Like,
That's why it's the process of elimination, like my teachers used to tell me in school. Process of elimination. Think about how many people making a song. Think about how many people making.
I want to say I seen this shit was like, I think they said it's like over 100,000 songs that drop every day, like type of shit.
Every day. You heard that? So
probably like way more than that.
So think about just it's a lot of artists just doing those two things now. Now we about to get into, okay, how many artists got a budget? How many artists got the money to decide to get a PR? How many artists got a manager? You got to start asking yourself these questions, and even asking the artists you look up to, looking at their team, how they move. Like, that's what I mean about researching the game. You gotta have a system in place to do this shit. You gotta have people who specialize in these different areas. Even, people be trying to downplay the trap music, right? Like the street niggas, you know what I'm saying? A lot, you know what I'm saying? And they the same as a pop artist or whatever, they they move the same way as a pop artist moving, meaning, you know, they got a team, they got somebody on their team that know how to anchor certain business. They got somebody on the team who can handle merch. They got somebody on the team that can do beats, you know what I'm saying? No matter what level you at, with money or no money, you need a team, and having a team gonna make a difference even if you don't have no money yourself, because when you got a team, you know, everybody can put in, you know, everybody can put their heads together to figure some shit out, to bring their resources together. So that's why I keep saying the word team, because team is essential. It's not bad to work with nobody. Everybody want to be the first one to do it, but you know, we got Pharrell, we got Missy, we got Push, you know what I'm saying? We seen Drum do it, we seen Lex do it, we seen a lot of people do this shit, Masego out there. So it's like
going on a run right now. Drum going like on a new run right now.
Definitely going on a new run.
He been showing the city a lot of love. I think they're actually filming the Wave of Radio joint right now. They do it on Wednesdays.
When I was you know, you see me working with Don Hooleyberg. You see me over there working with Lex and shit. Lex been tapped in with Drum, doing a whole bunch of stuff, you know, trying to figure out how to get the energy back to the area. And it's been real genuine. You know, the music they both been making that I've been hearing and I've been a part of is definitely gonna be a breath of fresh air for what we need.
He going crazy, like, and I just think the scene, period, like, especially like we were talking about it earlier, like on that side of the water, bro, like Virginia Beach, Norfolk.
Yeah.
Bro, like, the scene really exists out there. Like, we got a real scene now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it could be something, you could be one of the people that's not aware of it yet. You could be late on it. We're like early adapters.
Right.
Adopters. We're like early adopters of the entertainment culture in Virginia. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like when I was going, like I went to the Mighty Dream shit. Mm-hmm. When I go to Utopia, when I go to these different events, like I can feel it. Like, yeah, like shit bubbling, bro.
Right. Yeah. It is, and that's what it's gonna take. It's gonna take a village to do this shit. It's gonna take for the people who made it out of here to share the codes. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's hard. I don't want to speak for everybody. That's why I think it's hard, or a lot of artists struggling to figure this shit out, because we don't really know the formula of how they did it, or what steps they took, or what person helped. You know, and it's so hard coming out of Virginia. I think we need that time, and this is me speaking from all the stuff I did, you know, because like I said, I used to really feel like I'm higher, but I genuinely want to help, you know what I'm saying, people like really feel this, really people to get out there to LA, for people to see what Virginia really got to offer, you know what I'm saying? But in order to do that, I think we all just need to accept accountability. That's really the thing, and stop making excuses of why we not doing it when it might not be us working hard enough.
I can't bro. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I hate excuses. I can't even fuck with you if you got excuses.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm the type of person, like, I don't care what's going on. I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, I always been since I can remember. Like, two things about me I can always remember. I always ask a lot of questions, which is funny that I'm asking people questions now. But it's like, and I always been super, like, almost like psychopathically, like, obsessed with what I'm trying to get done.
Right.
Like, I don't even, like, nothing else exists to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's almost scary. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's tunnel vision.
Okay.
You got time to waste.
Yeah. Okay. So you're coming up. You're like, okay, you're not getting drafted.
Mm-hmm.
So you said, like, seeing Lex Luger do it was heavy, like, inspiration for you. Coming up, you just seen somebody close by that, like, did it. So you're like, okay, I can. You know what I'm saying?
That shit was crazy. Like, hearing Hard in the Paint, or I think the craziest thing is hearing Ham. I went to movies to see Project X one night, and I heard.
Oh, that was my shit.
And when Ham came on, I remember standing up in the movie theater, dropping my.
You talking about Kanye?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he did that. Okay. Yeah.
Lex did Ham for Kanye, dog. He was like, he went to Electric Lady. He said Kanye had a tuxedo on with no shoes with some Henny, and he was like, he said he was going past beats that, you know, he didn't think he had liked, and he told him stop. After he heard that one, Lex was like, nah, you ain't gonna like that one. He said, no, go back. And he said when he played it, Kanye was like, that's it. I don't want to hear nothing else. And that's how Ham came to life. Lex said he heard that shit on the radio in Atlanta before he actually heard it. He said Kanye actually called him and he was talking to him and didn't even know he was talking to Kanye.
What do you mean? Who do you think he was talking to?
He didn't fucking know.
What do you mean, like?
He said somebody called his phone and was just having a conversation with him. And at the end of the conversation, he was like, yo, this Kanye West. I want you to come out here and work.
Yeah. So like, I'm trying to think like, what the fuck would you be talking to him about? A random person, you don't know who it is. Like, what was that? Like, what are they talking about?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I know it's on a Vlad TV interview, a phone video interview. It's on YouTube if you wanna y'all wanna go check that out.
Gotcha.
That joint real interesting. But yeah, just like I said, seeing him do it, looking up to Dr. Dre and Kanye, that's what really gave me the drive to be, the businessman that producing, not just make the beats, And like I said, me being in them meetings, being a part of Ferg's album, Ray Sherman's album, the album process, and seeing what they do to make their music excel or reach an audience, I was like, shit, like, I'm soaking all this knowledge up. Let me take a stab at this. I could do this because, it's not rocket science. You know what I'm saying? It's like pouring a glass of water for real. And when I say this, it's just not skipping the steps. Like, it's so easy to get on. I think it's a bunch of smoke and mirrors on. We can't get on because of the money. Or when I get the money, I'm gonna start going hard. The money not gonna change your work ethic.
You don't get the money till you start going hard.
You know what I'm saying? You can get the money and not have to work ethic. The money just gonna enhance what you do bad.
Yeah, people always say like, what's it called? How they say it? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yeah. I say smart work now. I say work smart and not hard.
Okay, I get it.
If you work smart, you don't gotta work hard.
Yeah. Yeah, like not skipping the steps. Like I think that's key too. Like cause that's where you learn the lessons is in the steps. Literally, like it sounds so cliche, but literally you cannot get better without fucking up. It's just like logic. The only way you get better at something is doing it a lot of times, fucking up, and like going after. Matter of fact, let me try it this way. Fucking up again. Like let me try it this way. Like, and eventually you just great.
Yeah.
But people then people just see you when you're great already, and it's like a mystery to them. But like, I think we can take the mystery out of it. It's hard work, bro. I mean, and I believe also it's like certain people you destined for certain shit. Like it's written for you, but that still doesn't mean it's gonna happen without you putting the work in.
Yeah, and then too, it's a lot of people I see that work real hard, and let me double back and say this. I've been in the game with like 12 years now, like 12 years. So I seen a lot of people that's been working hard way before then who never got to that point, you know what I'm saying? Who did everything right and still didn't reach where they wanted to go. And like I said, that comes from not keeping your eyes on the prize or you skipping the steps. You could have money to pay for all these features. You could have money to pay for all these shows and whatever. You can do all this shit to buy your way in, but you know what I'm saying? But none of that's gonna matter if you don't gain fans. You have to gain fans. You can make the best music and the best videos, but like you just said, if nobody sees it or nobody hears it, it don't mean nothing. It really don't mean nothing. So you got to think of these things, that how you gonna touch the people, how you gonna, like I was saying before, how you gonna make the people come listen to you. How you gonna really have people saying, yo, you heard that new so-and-so, yo, you heard the new Rajah, you heard that new Selman, it's fire. Like, what are those things gonna have people saying, yo, you changed my life? It's a whole lot of things.
Yeah, you got to actually bring value to people's lives.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing, bringing value to it. Because like you said, a lot of songs, 100,000 songs drop every day. It could be bullshit. It could be the best music you ever heard, but if they not marketing it for us to hear it, because we don't hear 100,000 songs a day.
Yeah, I don't even want to hear them.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We probably only hear between one or two, you know what I'm saying, from people we never heard before. You know what I'm saying? But that mean they doing something right. It was one or two people.
Yeah, for me, always it was like the people I really fuck with, really in any industry, music included, like it was about who they were as a person.
Right.
Because like your music, okay, you make music, right?
Right.
Boom. So your music is just my introduction to you.
Right.
Okay, I hear one of your songs, whatever, I fuck with it. Okay, boom. I might listen to that song. Then I hear like 2-3 more of your songs and I fuck with it. Like, yo, damn, who is this guy? Now I go like do a dive deep on you. I might go watch all your interviews. I might go watch this and that. And then what I see there, that's what really makes me a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like who you are as a person, which in a way, I guess at the very core level, it inspires you to like, it's really being yourself.
Yeah.
When you see somebody being themselves, it inspires you to be yourself. And then that's like the greatest feeling. You know what I'm saying? That's what we can all do. We can all bring that value to everybody around us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
a lot of this stuff, like I was saying about impressions, like everything we put out, everything we post, we tweet, we got to remember that we a brand, and all that equates to some type of value. Like we said, equates to some type of value. So like whatever you put out, that's how you think. You know what I'm saying? If you put out something half-ass, it's like, okay, you doing a half-ass. You putting something out that's not mixed. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. The video shitty. You're not going to get those fans you want. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that you delivering or you conveying your message in a proper manner, that is communicated well. That's the whole thing. It just goes down to everything is in the simplest terms.
I wanted to ask you too. I think when we spoke on the phone the first time, actually, I was gonna say this at the beginning. I forgot. Shout out to Allie. She said this stuff. You're actually the first person to like be on the show that was like a recommendation.
Oh, that's
like Allie personally hit me up like, yo, this dude Rajah. She like you should like check him out and shit.
Oh, shout out to Allie.
Yeah, shout out. We actually booked another episode with her. She's coming on next year again.
Okay,
but
for sure.
We talked on the phone. You had told me something. I forgot exactly what you said, but it was like you said you were in some meetings with labels and they were saying they were talking about the scene a lot.
Yeah.
And you actually brought up. You said the Chris Stassi name was getting brought up. Was getting brought up a lot. What were you talking about?
So even before Chris Stassi, I remember I had a meeting with Warner. I had a meeting with this guy. I think it was Wallace at the time. It was either Wallace or Vic, and I was playing on beats, and they was like, yeah, the beats dope, but it was like, what's up with the Virginia music scene? Who you working with? How is it out there? And during that time, a lot of producers was coming in the game with artists, you know what I'm saying? The sounds, that's when Pierre and Cardi was out. That's when Metro and Future was doing their thing. So, they want to know about the area. And I remember one of the first names I heard was Young Raj. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, shout out to Raj.
Yeah, shout out to
We did an
Young
episode on
Raj.
the boat. I don't know if you've seen that.
I seen that
crazy.
joint. I looked at that joint. That shit was crazy. Folks joke on the boat. But after then, I was going back around to the labels. I did a pub situation with like Because Music, and I heard Chris Stassi name from a publisher one time. I don't want to say the publisher name or disclose them, but Chris Stassi, your name is floating around. I heard it in L.A.
Nah, he goes crazy.
Yeah, he do go crazy. He made different type music. I remember on Clubhouse one time, I think he was like, he made music because he's inspired by Pharrell. Chris, if you didn't say that, I apologize, but I really
This must have been a while
remember.
ago when motherfuckers were using Clubhouse still.
Yeah, because that's when I first heard of him around that time. And then, I actually followed him and peeped his music out, and he had dope videos. Like he had one in the garden. And he was saying how his music was gonna be fire. So when I heard people talk big shit about this shit, I'm like, let me go see what the fuck he talking about. And I was like, all right, like bro, really fire, and he was really getting them fucking streams and shit. So
He was on I think he was on the Apple One playlist. He was on like a TV show, a music show. You see the video of him getting stomped out in one of the scenes?
I actually didn't.
It's for the music video. He's getting like jumped again. He's on the ground getting stomped out.
Right.
I had made a reel with it, that clip and like the song, and then the dude Haha Davis in the background talking like, remember that one shit? He was like, oh, they about to stomp the shit out of him. He was like, all I keep hearing them say is bitch, 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 bitch. Had me weak. So they talking about the scene.
Mm-hmm.
What else they're saying? They say anything else about the scene?
Just really wondering what's going on here.
Did they have any plans?
Like what's
do
brewing?
anything?
Man, of course, man. I was just telling my dude David. He was at Atlantic. I don't want to say what I was working on, but I was telling him like, yo, you need to look at the VA scene, and he was like, yo, VA is an underrated rap scene that's pretty dope, and I was just urging him like, yo, let's figure something out to like, you come out here and. I've been talking with Batman trying to do these camps, a writing camp here, what I learned from LA and just using my connections. My dude Tyrone couldn't be here, but he was also a part of the camp, helping. He got me in the camp, you know what I'm saying? And just, bringing that feel here to show people, that feel here to show people that, it's okay to work with people. This how the industry works. And invite some of these A&Rs here to see us work to try to land some records, because it's a lot of artists here who could be in that LA space and LA element who can actually make records, other than themselves, but they could pitch records to sell, for syncs, for movies, for other artists.
Or like write for people or
write for people.
What's that shit called? Reference tracks?
Like reference tracks, reference tracks. And
It's a bunch of people like that in LA. I went to the first time I was out there a few times. The first time out there, one of our Uber drivers was like he was a writer for some label, and he was like, basically that's all I do, bro. I do Uber and I send in songs all day to them, and I just send a bunch of songs, and whatever they pick, all you need is that one.
Yes, all you know what I'm saying. Like, you just need that one. So I don't want to misquote it, but I don't think songwriting is as big here as it is there because.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard anybody writing songs for like people.
Yeah, and maybe it's because of the hub of what's coming out of here or the attention we're not getting. Because there's nothing wrong with having a writer. It could be like me sitting here recording a song, and I'd be like, "Yo, Justin, like, what the fuck? Do this sound good? Do this sound good?" And he can give me 2 bars, and he can help me with 3 bars. You know what I'm saying? And we can lay the shit down, and they'll get a writer's credit. You know what I'm saying? And if we keep doing that. And people keep saying it, maybe people will book them. Be like, yo, we need your help on this song. We heard what you was doing for so-and-so. Can you come and help us with this record? You know what I'm saying? That's another opportunity for people to know that you can do your thing and you can make bread to help somebody else to help yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I think establishing that here and getting people, yeah, you are an artist and you do your thing. Let's try to pitch some records. Let's try to get some people knowing that you could do these type records. You know what I'm saying? Because opportunities come from songwriting. A lot of artists that used to songwrite are like artists now, like The Dream and Neo. Like they were songwriters at first. And Sean Garrett, one of the best writers ever, a writer, and he came out as an artist. Polo the Don. So like. I think we need to, I ain't gonna say enforce it, but like really inform people that, songwriting's not bad. Maybe you should buddy up with an artist, try to write some records together for some other people. Like that'll sharpen your skills for yourself. That's being creative.
And like I said, there's like a lot of jobs in this shit. It takes a lot of people with a lot of different skills.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's rare for somebody to have every skill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Usually somebody is stronger. We all got our strengths and weaknesses and shit.
Yeah, of course.
For me, I think what I want to see more artists doing out here is like just having different types of content to promote their stuff.
Right.
I feel like now as artists, you can't really just drop music and disappear.
Yeah.
And be like nonchalant with your shit. Like you really gotta be passionate, you gotta go crazy, you gotta be consistent, and you gotta be dropping some type of creative content.
Yeah.
Some type of even if I was just making music, I have some type of 5-minute show at least that I do every week so I could drop a new episode. Some type of 5-10 minute thing that I'm doing. It ain't gotta be a podcast, and it could be whatever you want it to be.
Right.
But just something that you can, you know what I'm saying, like push yourself and like really just like push your personality.
That's what we need. That's how artists going. That's how not artists. That's how fans can connect with the music, with your personality, your day-to-day life. Like, okay, other than you making this music and this video, it's like how you live, like how you can inspire me off your conversation, your coach, your day-to-day doings, where you're going. Like, we used to look at the Wiz Khalifa day-to-day vlogs.
No, he was definitely.
And I used to be dumb and spiced, but like, y'all want to go on tour? I want to get in the studio right now. Like,
and people, matter of fact, people still not doing day-to-days like that. Like the way he was doing, how consistent, doing it for years, and you see his life. I don't think nobody ever did that again.
No.
Like for years though. Like,
Will bring that shit back. Y'all need to bring that shit back.
Nah, Wiz for me, like Wiz definitely was my favorite artist at the time. Mm-hmm. Grew up on him, you know what I'm saying, all of that shit. It was a point where I really stopped listening to him. I guess I'm one of those fans now. I always see people talking about like I like his old stuff better, like, but I still fuck with him now, like. But
that's the perfect example.
But it's like like bro, we watching people like we watching people figure out where to take this thing later in life,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because we so quick to say somebody's washed up or this or that, but bro, like it's a skill to be relevant for a while, and you don't want to be performing or running around doing certain things your whole life. You want to figure out how to do different things, or like for a lot of people, this shit's a stepping stone. Like you talking about the evil robots, you building the whole world, like doing like what? Who's thinking of a producer doing shit like that?
Right.
It's like you can do like this can lead to different things, and then we watching people doing it in real time. Figure that shit out, how to do it. Like, you know, I think with Jay-Z and him, like that era of like hip hop. They're the only ones at that level so far. We don't even know where a rapper can take it in their 60s and 70s. Like it hasn't happened yet. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's true.
Like,
that's true.
And they setting a hell of a precedent. You seeing Jay-Z, he's owning fucking sports teams, platforms, this, that. Like
he got his own
they setting a good precedent. You know what I'm saying?
Man, listen.
How many other sports people are owning shit like that? I mean, we don't hear about no hockey players owning shit, being that rich, or
Right.
or any other, or not even not sports. Country artists or
Right.
pop artists or
Right.
rock artists.
Right.
Maybe I'm just ignorant to it, but maybe the hip hop artists are, as far as music artists, they might be taking it the furthest, like in business.
Right.
I don't know.
Cause it's everything deals with music. Like you can't escape music. You just can't escape music.
Yeah.
So music just give you opportunities. Like, shit, I would get them syncs, video games,
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty,
the UFC shit, right?
UFC. We did 2K. We did 13 Reasons Why. And we did a show.
Is that a
called
show?
Fairfax. Yeah, 13 Reasons.
Oh yeah,
Why.
that's that, like where there was like somebody died in it, like some.
It was like a some
I
high school
remember
shit.
that. I think I
yeah.
actually watched that. Yeah.
So like that's
I didn't even know
like,
that. That's random as fuck.
Just saying off those syncs I got, just think of like all the rappers who got all them fucking songs and who be getting the movie syncs and shit like that, man. Like
You catch a Fast and Furious. You good?
yeah, I'm trying to, man. That's a lot of people working on that shit. Right
Wait, have you
now.
been in the movie?
Nah,
No movies yet?
not yet.
That's coming.
Yeah, not yet. Ain't been in the movie yet.
I fuck with it, man. All right, so so you touched a little bit on the formula earlier. I feel like everybody kind of has their own formula.
Right. Study Wiz. I'm glad we said Wiz. Study Wiz. He's the best formula to study. Go back to his first ones. He did it with his team with no money. That's the best example.
And even in the era where social media it was still around, but it wasn't that. Like,
Yeah.
It was still harder. Like to.
It was
get
like
reach
the
on it.
blog era.
Yeah.
You had to go to the websites, and then social media started picking them up. Like when the traffic started going crazy, they figured the shit out. And the blog era is dead now. It's the streaming era now.
Yeah, it's about to be a new era, man. When that AR hit, when them glasses on our face, it's
coming.
A new eras come with new technology. You know what I'm saying? New generations learning from the old generations what they don't like about that shit, trying different shit. Like the world's always changing, and now I said that shit before too. With the internet, the world just changes at a way faster pace.
Yeah.
Before, like, it might take 10 years for the world to change, right? A certain idea to enter the world. But now that same thing can happen damn near overnight.
Overnight.
An idea can hit the internet, touch the whole world, and overnight the world can be a different place. As far as like our perspective, how we perceive the world.
Yeah.
Well, that used to take years, bro.
Shit
This
happened
used to
yesterday.
take years to reach for information to reach, like, you know what I'm saying, enough people for it to change the world.
Look what happened yesterday.
The Walmart thing?
Yeah, then look at the UVA shooting and shit. Like those things that happen in like 2-3 minutes. That's like I said, once it touched the world, that shit was effective immediately. Like immediately. Like I said, it's certain moments that's gonna do that. That's gonna make us feel like that, or try to put us in fear, or wake us up. But everything that happens is just a realization for your reality. That's it. You just gotta take and learn from it. Don't dwell in it. Because if you dwell in it, you can become a part of it. You can become the product of it. But you just gotta, just stay focused. Even worse things can happen. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta know what affects you and what's gonna transform you.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Hell yeah. I fuck with it, bro.
Yeah,
we about
for
an
sure.
hour in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That might be a fire spot to leave him at. Anything
For
else
sure.
you got coming up you want to touch on? Anything you want to lead the people with?
Shit, man. We just been working, man. I've been working with this artist named Mega.
Okay.
He fucking fire. Like broken engineer, broken right.
Where's he from?
He from Norfolk.
Okay.
I think he told me from Norfolk, Virginia Beach. I don't want to misquote. I'm gonna say either one, and then he'll comment or somebody will correct me. But he from one of those areas. But like, I heard a song from bro, and I just went and found him, and I started sending him beats, and then we started linking up, and then I started, moving him around in LA with different writers, like from the people from the Heat Wave camp. I sent them up there to my boy Sire. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sire. And we've been working out here, man, just like putting this shit together, man. The Mega album definitely gonna be fire. Eva Robot, new drop coming. And then just stay tuned in for real.
And is that the logo right there for it?
Yeah, this is one of the logos right here for the joint. The Eva ball right here. And then, I got the little face on the back.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, and the hat too.
Okay, that's the one on the
got
back.
The hat
Okay.
on, got the jacket.
Hell yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I gotta say too, R.I.P. Trady Stunner, man, too.
Yeah.
That was unexpected.
I met him once through Thai Safari one time. I ran into Thai Safari. I don't know if it was a Shaka show or something, but he was with him and he introduced me to him. He introduced me to a lot of people, but I just remember him and he used to post his music all the time. And bro had his own vibe. Bro was fire.
He was a genuine guy, bro.
Yeah,
He was a genuine guy. Like we did a podcast. Like I didn't know him like that.
Mm-hmm.
We did a pod. We spoke on the phone a few times. We was actually supposed to link like a month ago. He was gonna do like the Earth segment. I think he couldn't get a ride or something, but
Right.
he treated me super nice.
Right.
Super genuine guy. So yeah, and it's I don't know. It's crazy. Like it's crazy to even say, but that's the first person that I'm saying first person. Like I hope it's nobody else, but like that's the guy that I did a podcast with.
Right.
So it's kind of like weird. Like
Right.
I don't know. Dude, he had a crazy story about saving a baby that he told on the joint. I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh,
He
word?
saved the baby's life.
I'm gonna look at it.
It was a baby that was choking on a penny. He was at the mall with his homies in the parking lot, and it was like a single mother. I don't know. Here's a mother with her child. Her husband came, but yeah, the baby was choking on a penny, and he saved the baby's life, bro.
Dang.
And he was talking about he was fucked up when he did it too. He was like, yeah, but nah. Shout out to bro, man.
Shout out to Trey Stoner, man. Rest in peace, man. You somewhere around. You touched a lot of people, man. A lot of friends I know. So you would definitely know you was a good person, man. So, man, just rest in peace, man. Everybody just, stay up, man. Stay focused.
Yeah, everybody stay safe out here,
Head
man.
up, stay
Even
safe.
Like we said, the shit happened at Walmart and shit. Like, stay safe, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I love it, bro. I appreciate y'all for sliding.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Anytime.
Like I always say, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I always say, fuck with an artist from the 757. And yeah, we're gonna catch y'all soon. Peace.